Hello, my name is Samuel Boeger, and I am the Trombone Representative here at the Atlanta Low Brass Academy. Today, we'll be talking about the GMEA Middle School All-State Band Etude, Lyrical section. The first thing we want to focus on when looking at this Lyrical Etude is the key signature itself. While at first glance we see 4 flats, one may think A flat major, but in reality we're actually in F minor. I would recommend every day before working on this etude, we practice our F minor scale in this key to really make sure we understand the notes and the correct positions. The next thing we need to look at is the time signature. When looking at the piece, we are in 3/4 time, which means 2 things. The first being that each measure has 3 beats in it, and the second being that each of those beats is dictated by the quarter note. So therefore there are 3 quarter notes in each measure. Over the course of the whole piece, we have a wide variety of note values and lengths that we really need to make sure that we pay attention to. We have everything from quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16th notes, and the occasional half notes. The one interesting section in particular is at bars 5 and 6, where we see the piece go and use dotted eighth notes to 16th notes. Make sure, prior to working on this piece also, that we set our metronomes to quarter note equals 56 and make sure we can clap all of these rhythms properly and successfully in time. When talking about tempos, let's go back to our beginning of the piece with some few important key marks that the piece gives us. The first being quarter note equals 56, while at the same time next to that we have a musical term, Largo. Largo is Italian for broadly or slowly. We want to make sure that we have our metronomes with us at all times to make sure we follow a true quarter note equals 56. We don't want the piece to be too slow and affect musicality and breathtaking opportunities, but also don't want it too fast either, but we really can enjoy the beautiful music coming out of your instrument. Another important part of this piece is the articulations that go into it. Yes, it is your lyrical etude, but it's important that we make sure we have clean and efficient articulations throughout. When we look at the first 4 bars, we see all slurred patterns from here. Make sure that is much different than the bars 5, 6, and 9, as these are not slurred. It's important to have this kind of contrast within this etude, as it will appeal greatly for the judges with them knowing that you understand basic articulations. And finally, let's talk about the breaths and the phrasing of this piece. I think it's very important that young musicians mark up their parts as much as possible with phrasing things along with breaths. This makes sure that you follow them to the T as you have them written in your part, and you can see them as you play. One of the more important things is breaths in this piece. We want to make sure that before we take a breath, that we end the notes on a nice taper, while at the same time taking a good breath to prepare us for the next phrase coming ahead. Another key component of this piece is the phrasing that goes on. When you listen back to the recording of me performing the piece, you'll notice I do a few musical decisions that aren't necessarily written within the piece. And this is okay considering this is your lyrical etude, as the judges will be wanting to hear the musicianship you have to offer to the table. A few of these things include some rubato moments, or changing in the tempo, where we steal or give time to kind of give back to the piece, along with added fermata and decrescendo and crescendos to also make sure we add to the overall nuance of this piece. I hope you found the recording and the information provided afterwards helpful and useful for you in preparation for the audition coming ahead. Best of luck on the auditions in the future.